Once a thriving business, a fresh produce shop, deli store and milk bar, over the years, the Mt Druitt Rd structure is now in a dreary state of disrepair, covered in graffiti and surrounded by high grass. Craig Arkley, 47, and his mother Clare, 77, are sick of living next to the run-down business. They have lived across from it in Berry Street for years and walk or drive past it to get home. We get a bad name as it is for Mt Druitt, but to have something like this here, I don't think it helps. Quote, Mrs. Arkley said. Mr. Arkley grew up with a clear view of the local general shop through the open field on the corner. Only the Coca Cola sign at the front hints at what was once a thriving business. Mr. Akley said the business had changed hands a few times over the years, but he still had childhood memories there. In the old days you'd get your fresh devon, corned beef and bread, everything you needed, he said, even lollies that were a cent each. Mr. Arkley said in the shop's previous life it was popular for its proximity to the Mt Druitt Fleabag cinema across the street. In the old days you'd have an intermission or a few cartoons beforehand, he said. People would come across to this shop to get food during intermission. Mrs. Arkley said it was time something was done to make the place more pleasant for locals. To have an eyesore like this here is disappointing, she said. I don't know they can get away with it actually. Mrs. Arkley said neighbors had been complaining about rats coming from the overgrown grass at the back. I'd just like this cleaned up, she said. The council spokesman said in a statement it had not recently received any formal complaints about the building or any development plans from the owner of the site. Council officers will conduct an inspection and if necessary, the owner will be issued with an order to clean up the property. The statement said, this is also what would have happened had a resident or ratepayer reported the property direct to council. There is no correspondence between council and the owner about future use of the property. A Blacktown Council spokesman said officers would inspect the state of the property in coming weeks. Tim McIntyre from the Daily Telegraph has all the New South Wales property news. Originally published as Is This Australia's Most Derelict Shop?